That's nonsense. Yeah.
Are essentially climbing. You started climbing first. Escrow is above you. As you're climbing down, you two are about relatively even. You hear Escrow go, "Shit!" and you see him start to like fall downward.
Oh no!
Can I try to grab him out of the air?
Yeah, you can try to grab.
Catch me!
Is that an athletics check as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna say so.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Yep. So as he falls, you essentially just like take. Catch him like.
Got you, boss.
This is why I don't walk.
We were climbing, not walking.
I'm too pretty for this shit.
We've noticed.
Glamorous, one might say.
It's almost like you went to school.
What did I tell you about not saying that word?
It's almost like you went to school for glamour.
You can't prove anything.
So you make it the rest of the way down without incident. You go. Well, I don't know what you do. I don't know if you check on Ilvari or not. But Ilvari, you're standing there, and Dian walks up to you in werebear form, and he transitions kind of back into his humanoid form, and he says, "Are you all right? That was incredibly dangerous."
Oh yeah, I planned that.
You did?
I'm gonna run over.
I tried to jump down too, but Humanus stopped me.
I'm gonna run over and check on my friend to make sure that she's okay. Very much so, knowing that it wasn't planned. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I saw you were a bird and you fell.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
I guess bird girl is actually just girl that can turn into bird. Checks out now.
Yes.
It only took a month.
And then I just look over at
And he is still smarter than you.
And then I look over at Dee and like, I am sorry, friend. I like you very much no matter what. This makes no difference to me, but I have to ask, are you bear or are you man?
I am a man who can transform into bear.
Ah.
I have been, it is part of my tribe's history. The leader is afflicted as a werebear. That is what these are.
Oh.
The bear I wrestled with
I wonder.
was the previous chief.
Okay.
Dean is man who wears bear. You are a woman who wears horse and bird.
Yes, I'm better. I can do multiples.
No, do not. It's not about better or worse.
Brag about multiples.
For all you know, he can turn into a rabbit too.
He is bispecial and you are panspecial. Okay, I think I...
This conversation has taken an interesting turn. I'm not sure I like it. But also, yes, Ilvari, it is very impressive that you can take multiple forms. Also, that jump at the end was amazing.
It was very good.
How's everybody doing?
My arm a little sore from catching heavy dead weight. I do not know.
Wow, put it in such strong wording there. Go ahead and say that out loud again.
Yes. Yes,
my arm is sore from catching such heavy dead weight.
I'll kill you.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like I should have left this group 3 months ago when we got out of jail.
But you couldn't because you can't walk away.
Yeah. I think Humanus is having an awakening.
No, I slept and woke up very much a long time ago, before the Yeti's killing.
Okay. So
I am just hungry and I get grouchy. I need some kind of bar.
I've got
and caramel.
Here.
Chocolate covered.
Here you go.
I am not myself without these.
Here.
Chocolate nut covered bars.
Here. Say it again. Say what you called again.
Oh, my boss is good boss.
Okay.
He appreciates me. Hold all my money for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to murder you in your sleep, Oscar.
Good thing I sleep with one eye open.
She does. It's weird. Freak me out. Look like she poop. She not poop. She sleep.
Again, this is the strangest conversation I believe I've ever heard, but we're going back to Whitevale now. Would you like to come with us?
Of course.
Yes.
Excellent.
We need to get a recruit.
What?
Oh,
Oh yeah, we never told you why we were here.
Don't.
we're here to get a recruit. We need so many recruits. They've already been used up, so we need to get more recruits.
To help fight the injustice of the oligarchy.
I am surrounded by idiots.
I see. Yes, I have heard of this oligarchy. I believe it's a good thing that you're doing.
This,
Oh,
they're the ones make it cold.
here specifically. Do you have any plans for the next little bit?
My tribesmen and I must return home. We have hunted many a yeti. I
But we
believe
helped you,
have-
though.
You need to go home.
Wow. Wow. You owe us now.
Wait,
I pay for all these drinks?
that sounds.
The same, yes, but different, yes.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it the 20?
It's the 20.
Okay.
okay, but like maybe not.
Too late.
Yeah, you already done it now.
God,
It's all good.
I was leading up to that.
All right, so I got a 16. Then
Oh.
plus what?
Your persuasion is under charisma.
Oh. So 16.
But I mean, can I just add something in there, just a little pizzazz? I'm just saying, if you would like to try finding something besides Yetis, that it would be better for you and beneficial to find something different and new.
Not as fun as Yeti, though, I'll be honest.
Oh, yes.
Not as fun, but
So
way more
much.
of them.
Much finesse in this one's words.
I will tell you what. You have helped us in a time of need. My dead tribesmen would not rest if I left you to a fight by yourselves. So, we will aid you.
I can't
Nice.
believe this is working.
For this battle only.
That's
Then
great.
we must go home.
That sounds like a very solid plan.
On the plus side, now we can drink more meat together.
Humanus. I like the way you think.
I like the way we think. We think very much alike. So, same thing. More drink? Yes! And he just starts jogging back towards the town to get more meat because he's got a one-track mind.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, he starts jogging. Escrow takes after him.
We follow reluctantly.
Yeah.
So you reunite with the tribesmen at the base of the cliff. They lead you sort of back around to the flatlands where the army has killed scores of yetis. Like you can see their dead bodies slowly being buried in the snow. Arthur, the same guard who came and got you last time, walks up to you. He's sort of nursing a wound on one of his arms. You can see blood slowly kind of dripping from one of the fingers. Doesn't look to be life-threatening, but like he's got a hand over it's clamping down. And he goes, did you figure out what was causing the Yetis? Did you solve it?
Yes. We damaged the teleportation circle. That's how they were getting in.
There
We
was
also flooded entire valley.
Yeah, we did that too. I was trying to stay with the
I had nothing to do with the flooding.
He had everything to do with the flood.
It was your idea, Dwarf Girl.
His involvement in flooding, undecided. But flooding nonetheless.
How's your arm?
I mean, it hurts. Okay.
Stop giving more information than necessary.
That's a lot to take in. There was a teleportation circle?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to go and talk to the council. And he like calls his horse over and he saddles it basically one arm. Like he pulls himself up and goes, all right, we'll meet you back. And I'll inform the council of what has happened. And he takes off. And as you guys make your way back to White Veil to the big doors, there standing at them is Kaendon by himself. No one else with him.
All right.
Kaendon, good news. We found recruits that you can read.
We destroyed the teleportation circle.
Yes, my guardsman has just informed me that there was a teleportation circle there. Come this way. I need to speak to you once again in private.
We follow him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He steps into an alcove as Dien, Drumwind, and the rest of the warriors begin to make their way down sort of the thoroughfare. He pulls you aside, just kind of in the barracks there that are situated right there, and he asks the guardsman to vacate the room. And he says, now, I will tell you what I had Belric investigating. It appears we have a traitor in our midst.
Mm.
We're not sure who, but Belric found evidence of communication from one of the council elders to the oligarchy.
Oh no.
This teleportation circle, really any one of them had the economic ability to enlist a mage of more scrupulous or unscrupulous means. But Belric has a lead. It's in the city proper. He's found the address that I'm going to send you to. I need you four to investigate it.
Who is at the address? The mage?
Belric,
Belric is at the address. Okay.
your contact with the Crimson Talons.
Thank you for setting that up for us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Now, you've had a hard fight, so I suggest you take a short rest here. I can give you an hour at most, but time is of the utmost essence. I need you to get into the city proper as fast as you can and head to this address.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we'll take the short rest and I'll use my entertainer feat to give everybody a heroic inspiration again.
I will use my cookbook to cook some food.
And I'm going to be over there praying.
Okay. If anybody needs to use hit dice to get some HP back, now is the time.
How do you do that?
I'm at,
You roll whatever your hit die is.
yeah, I've got D12.
So your hit die as a paladin should either be a D8 or a D10, I believe. It should be
10.
D10.
When I healed
I mean,
myself earlier, how did it completely heal? Like, did I completely heal myself?
What is your maximum HP?
They're 30.
30. What are you at now?
I mean, before I healed, I was at a 13. But I didn't know.
If you're like
14.
14, yeah.
So you would have been at 27.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm
going to
back to
try
full now.
to get to full health because I'm at 34 and it's 36. Just because if I can. What does a D10 look like?
It's one of these.
It looks a lot like a D8, but it's 10-sided.
For 12.
Looks like this.
There we go. I just need to get 2 points.
Okay. So everybody taking their hit dice.
Yep. I actually lost 2 points because I didn't get hit. So I lost my temporary HP.
Oh, the temporary HP
Yeah.
goes away now.
Yeah.
After a short rest, yeah.
Take that off.
I just thought it was funny. I'm just never in like the combat so much.
Should I
actually
roll?
losing hit
I'm only
points to
3
it.
points away.
I mean, the thing about the hit dice is they come back after a long rest. So anytime you have a short rest, if you're out of HP or low, it's not going to hurt you to do it.
I can't use my bardic inspiration.
You should have 3. Basically, you're going to have 3 hit dice. So you can roll 1 and get all your HP back, and then you would still have 2 to roll if you get another opportunity for a short rest.
Okay. So, which one are we rolling for that?
So it should be on your sheet somewhere around your HP, maybe below it.
Here's the D8. See right there where it says
Right
hit
here.
dice. Yeah.
You're going to roll 1d8 and then subtract that from the number of hit dice you have.
You have 2.
So how much did you roll?
4.
Okay, so that brings you back to full HP. And then you'll have 2 hit dice left instead of 3. So if you've got 3 written there, erase that and then write into.
There's 2 written there.
If you've got 2, leave 2.
Yeah.
Because you get a hit dice per level.
Yeah, I think you forgot to add it when you leveled up this last time.
Yeah, I
I
must
think
have.
you forgot to add the extra hit die. It's an easy thing to forget. So it's not a big deal. Are we waiting on low?
Nah, I didn't check the battery, so I guess so.
Yeah.
See, we're only down to 61%, so I don't know how it died so quick last time.
I don't know either.
Sorry.
You're good.
I had to pee like so bad, and I was like, okay, you can make it to the end. Oh, they're explaining something to her. I can go. All that water I drank.
That will do it. Every time.
Okay, so these numbers down here, when
Which
you
one?
tell us a deception or whatever, medicine check, I can go right here where this number is, and that's what I add to it. I don't
Correct.
have to come find it up here.
No.
Okay. I was just making sure before.
Oh, I'm wore out.
Correct. But that's what that list of skills is for, so you can keep track of like all of your total modifiers and what they would be and what they would look like.
Every time I relax, I drop something.
We good?
Yep. And we're back.
Okay. So you take a short rest. Camden gives you, an hour. And basically he comes back, kind of wakes you up if you've taken a nap or whatever you're doing, and he goes, "All right, it's time. I bid you good luck. This is in an abandoned portion of the city, so you need not worry. Our guards have been informed of your appearances and what you look like, so you should be able to speed straight there. Bilric is waiting for you."
And if anybody stops us, then we should kill them.
No.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying, if your guard says that they've been informed that we're coming, so if somebody tries to bar our way, they're obviously working for the other person.
No, they may just be misinformed.
Okay. Hold back on the killing until we know that they're for the other people, and
Ye-
then kill them.
It's
maybe-
height, you see, it's low oxygen down there.
Maybe just kill no one unless they're trying to kill you.
Good idea.
Sometimes I worry about this group. Strange people in this group.
We should have left 3 months ago.
Okay, so do you guys head that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so you follow the this sort of massive, almost cathedral-like hallway for at least 2 miles into the mountain rock. That opens up in another set of massive metal doors into a room that's much wider and taller. And at this point, like, I would say it's probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, like, there's not a lot of traffic, but there's at least some trade traffic that started kind of making its way into the city at this point. Some mercenary bands and some caravans that have got enough guards to potentially brave the Yetis. But this section of it, as it widens out, you can see that there is a section of service counters that line the right-hand wall and the left-hand wall. There are people behind these counters, and basically this is customs. Like, this is where you're going to check your items, be inspected before you enter the kingdom proper. You step in, the guards kind of let you through. A customs person starts to like flag you down, and the guards are like, no. They escort you through customs into the city proper, and that's when you get the first look at the city. You step through another set of massive doors, and you can see that the inside of this mountain is probably about 4 miles in diameter of just this huge hollowed out space. And despite the fact that you are clearly underground because the road that leads here is slightly downhill for at least a couple miles, at the very top of this cavern, there is a mass of what looks like crystals that are radiating light, shining down, almost like an artificial sun. In addition, you can see that there is light that comes from the walls of this cavern. And Arona, as a dwarf, you would know this. They typically tunnel like up to the surface, and through a series of mirrors and reflective lenses, they funnel light down into caverns that are close enough to the surface. Otherwise, they typically use magic stones to do it. But rising in front of you, you see a city that looks like it was carved mostly out of white marble. There's a bridge that leads to it. There's a wide 20-foot high wall, and rising above that, at the very center, there's a extremely tall spire that goes up easily 100 feet. Off of it, there is a almost like a bridge that abruptly ends, and docked to that is an airship.
An airship?
An airship. Basically, it looks exactly like a water ship, with the exception of you see sails, but they're currently furled. And there are 2 large crystals on either side of the ship that are glowing with their own sort of light. But you approach the city, you get onto the bridge, which as you pass it, you can see that there's a moat dug into the stone. And you get pretty close and you can feel heat coming off of it. And as you look at the water is almost like a milky sort of white. It's not clear, and it is actively bubbling, and steam is rising from it.
So, is it water or is it acid? Can we tell?
You could roll a nature check.
It'll be Courtney
Yeah.
or Ilvari.
Yeah, I have a -1 on nature.
Intelligence based.
So I can do that.
Yeah, you can roll a nature check.
It's a D20.
I can try it, I guess. I won't hear nothing.
20.
Oh,
Never mind.
Nat
There's no need.
20.
No need.
So you know that it's not necessarily pure acid. But one of the things that you know about nature is that the content of pools can be heated naturally, and it can be heated to an exceptionally high amount to the point where it would literally burn you and boil you. And that the sort of salt content of this stuff is much higher than normal water. And while it's not inherently acid, yes, it will boil you alive.
We should avoid the water,
Yeah.
is what she's telling us. So we're going to head towards the address that we have of Belgrade.
The guards let you in at the city gate, and you can tell that the outer sort of districts of the city are mostly abandoned. There's a lot of empty houses that, while they don't necessarily have a bunch of cobwebs and like things in them, it's kept relatively clean, but there is kind of a thin layer of dust on everything, and they're just empty. They're devoid of life. But you head from your position kind of west into the city, and stepping around a corner, you see Belric leaning with his hands in his pockets against the essentially what is the courtyard fence of this dwelling.
Oh, Bill and Rick, hello.
Ah, Humanus, how are you?
He never gets old. Humanus.
Yes, I thought that would amuse you.
It did, Bill and Rick. How have you been? We've missed you. We've been looking all over. I had to kill at least one Yeti.
You only killed one, did you?
Yes. Everyone else kept stealing the kills.
He killed two.
No.
He killed one the night before.
She killed him the night before.
I thought he killed
Everyone
one.
kept stealing my kills.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her dragon.
I took all the damage, though.
Ah, so you bore the brunt of the brute's attacks, did you?
Yes.
That's great alliteration. Sorry.
I'm sorry, from me or from
You bore the brunt of, I can't even say it.
the
Or
brute's
dragon.
attacks?
Yeah.
What can I say? I have a way with words.
Yeah.
So, you're here to help me investigate.
And we found some recruits.
Really? Which ones?
Deans,
Tribe.
Tribe the Moon,
Drumwind.
Drumwind.
I am also in tribe.
Well, I'm sure Inserion will be mighty pleased to hear that. But we do need to identify the traitor.
Do you have any ideas?
Well-
I think it is an elf.
I had an idea about that. I can create a zone of truth. I could do it before as they get there. You could have all the council members gather. I could have created a zone of truth beforehand, and then you just ask them the question. Any man who refuses to answer, you know is a liar.
I like this idea.
That would be mighty handy. However, I'm not sure it's going to work. You see, we'd have to have all the council members there. And I don't think the traitor's going to give themselves up so easily. I've tracked the correspondence to this address, which means whoever owns this, and I haven't been able to find any records, is probably in cahoots with the enemy. So we're going to investigate and see what we can find.
So now we're detectives.
Okay, boss. And he just tries to open the door.
As soon as she comments that we're detectives, Escrow's eye just starts twitching again, thinking about how he's not really getting paid for this.
So the door opens, no problem.
I'm gonna do a Humanus squint, I call it, where he just opens the door and then squints and looks around to see if anything immediately stands out at him.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Where did my
D20.
where's my D20?
Yeah.
All right,
Good.
so 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay. As you throw open the door to the room, kind of stand still and squint around for a second, you realize that you're in what is essentially the living room, right? There's a couch to your right. There's a door dead ahead of you, and there's what looks like maybe a hallway and some other doors to your left. Across from the couch and another chair sort of in the room, which looks almost like a little reading chair, there's a fireplace. And the thing that you notice is that there's kind of an odd scuff on the floor. Like this is stone for the most part, but you can see, and there's a rug right in front of the couch, but you can see that there's a part of that rug that's turned over. And there's a scuff on the floor in a semicircular motion.
So,
Just under that rug.
all right, in character moments, I've opened the door, I've squinted, I've seen that, and I'm walking over towards it to try and figure out, like I look at the direction of the scuff marks, and I'm just going to try and manhandle to pull it in the direction of those scuff marks.
What are you pulling?
The mantle, right? Like it was in front of the fireplace, like where the scuff
Yeah.
marks. I would
Yeah.
just trace where those go to and then grab the side of
Okay.
that and
Go for it. Make an athletics check.
oh
You have proficiency with strength checks, remember?
yeah. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. So you grip it, and as you kind of grip the mantle and begin pulling, there's not a lot of give. It looks like it's pretty close to the wall, but like you start pulling and there's just a really small motion.
Hey, both.
Are we in the room with him?
If you went in there, then yes.
I would have followed him
Yeah.
because I'm excited about
Once
being
you
a
went inside, I would
detective.
have been there.
When he pulls that, do I notice anything else in the room move?
So you don't go ahead and roll a perception check.
Want everybody terrorist.
That's a 10.
Okay. I'm going to say that no, you do not.
Hey, boss, I think this wall is not.
I have a javelin I can shove in there and use it as a prowler.
But it is very close to a wall because it's very hard to make not a wall anymore. I think a door.
Can I use my elementism?
Elementalism.
Yes. To pry that open.
Someone smarter than Humanus could probably find a switch.
Yeah, that's what
That's why I
I was
was
thinking. I
looking
was going to
for
search for a switch. Like,
Okay. Roll investigation.
Who?
Escrow.
it's intelligence. Cool. 18 total.
Okay. So Arona is sort of looking for like something else to move. And you are just kind of like looking at the wall and sort of at the mantle. And as you look, you can see that there's a spot where there's a smudge there that doesn't, like all of this is smooth, almost white marbled stone. And you can see sort of a black, almost like charcoal mark on part of the wall, and like feeling around it, you can feel ever so slight depression there.
All right, so I'm going to try and trigger it.
So you push it, and as you push on it, it slides back and then to the side, and in a hidden recess, you can see a lever there.
Pull the lever.
Tricky people.
Okay. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God.
Dex, you say?
I'm going to re-roll that with my inspiration, because that was a definite fail. 12 plus 14. Is it acrobatics or anything? Because I have proficiency in acrobatics.
No, it's just a dexterity saving throw.
So it'd be 14 total.
Okay. So that's enough. But you go to grab the lever, and as you pull it and you hear it click into place, you catch out of the corner of one eye a glint of metal, and you quickly pull your hand back as a needle pokes itself out of the wall right where your hand would have been.
I'm glad you pulled that lever.
I was about to say next time I'm making you pull the time lever.
But as you pull the lever and it clicks into place, Humanus, you're still trying to pull on this thing and pry it, and it just slowly kind of glides open to reveal a hidden passageway. You do hear the minorest scuff as it makes contact with the stone, but otherwise it's totally silent. Ulrich goes, "Well, that was quick. Wasn't expecting that. Especially wasn't expecting Humanus to pick it up first."
I am very smart.
Yes. The squint is much more effective than you would think.
Well, I'm going to leave you to it.
Oh, you're not coming with us? You said we would investigate.
Yeah.
It's like all of us, we is a team. Ilvari,
Are you a prince?
You're saying we a lot.
you said it a lot before. Y'all get at it.
Here's the thing.
Oh God, Harry's gonna come in high money and tell us we owe him a lot of money.
No, you don't owe me a lot of money. You owe Syrian a lot of money. First of all. Second of all, if you've handled Yetis, I'm pretty sure you can handle this.
You are right, Bill Edric. I can. Do not you want to have fun with us?
I have other places to be to have fun, human anus.
Where will we meet you after this?
You're going to meet me outside the city. I'll be waiting on you to guide you back to the portal. Along
And
with
what
it,
if you don't come?
What if the worst thing that could possibly happen happens? And then a meteor strikes the town. What do we do?
Is that what I sound like?
Yes.
We will walk. We will just walk.
We will just walk away from the meteor.
So
We'll be free. Okay, that's fine. Let's
So-
keep going.
if I don't show up outside the city, talk to Kaenden and have him send you back through a teleportation circle.
That's a great idea. Thank you so much.
One more very important question, Bill
We're
Edric.
just all panic and start.
And I just was looking around like, why are they all panicking?
We killed Yetis.
Should I be afraid of something?
Guys, I have a very important question for Bill and Rick. Okay?
What is it, human anus?
Do you have any
Yes, I have an anus. Go ahead.
snacks?
Snacks?
Yes. Bread rolls, sweet rolls.
Why do you need snacks?
Well, you see,
Just get to work. No, I don't have snacks.
Oh my
How
God.
about some
How do you not have snacks?
Humanus is going to squint. Really hard. I'm not actually rolling for you. I'm not trying.
Is that Brannigan squinting and everything?
Yeah, he's just squinting, and he goes, "I do not believe you, but you are right. Much work to do."
Also, if I did have snacks, they're my snacks.
Hmm.
He is two people, you know.
That does make sense, boss. It checks out. He always has to have double snacks because two names, two snacks. I should get second to name. Stormwind. Drumwind.
You already have two names.
What is my last name?
Shielder.
Oh, yes. Shieldar. I forget. Only when I'm hungry, though. Okay,
Will you get down there?
he's saying all this as
I'm
he's
gonna
taking
take a-
small steps towards the...
I'm gonna take a snack out and I'm gonna throw it down the tunnel.
Because, you know...
Yeah.
Just kind of like,
I tossed it under your legs.
just kind of follow them down the hall and just kind of spit around and like, by the way,
I'm
I
gonna,
can't keep feeding this bastard if I never get paid.
What? Well, what did you say, boss?
Food costs money.
I'm gonna take the rear.
And on
Yeah.
we stumble down the...
And on you stumble. So, the steps and the... Because there are steps here, this is a relatively low, and narrow tunnel. So, Humanus, you are not having a good time.
No.
You begin to make your way down the tunnel, and it goes down for a ways. You hit several landings that turn you left, and then right, and then left again. But you estimate that you've probably gone down, especially you, Arona, you would know this. You've probably gone down. Yeah, but you. Well, even as a dwarf, you have a knowledge of stonework and just kind of your natural position underground. But you've gone down like 100 feet through solid stone.
See, this is why it is better to walk outside. Walking down here is just awful.
It's great down here.
I have bumped my head 15 times.
I guess you're just not cave shaped.
Maybe cave shape is not me.
You're too big.
He says that like he said something profound.
He is very sensitive, you know.
So you arrive at the bottom of the staircase, and it leads on into the darkness. Who has dark vision, by the way, and who does not?
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
No.
Just
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you two lighting a torch or anything?
Yeah, a lot of torch.
I'm mostly just feeling it out with my forehead.
Okay.
Oh.
Wrong
So-
way. Wrong way.
So you make it to the bottom, and there's a straight, narrow hallway that goes on for probably 20 or 30 feet and then widens out. And it widens out into a large room. Dead in front of you, in roughly probably 3.5 feet squares, you can see black and white squares in rows and in columns at intervals. So basically, it looks like a chessboard almost that covers the floor, the ceiling, and either wall through this room.
I don't like the way this looks.
This looks like a puzzle. Okay.
What? It looks like a what?
A puzzle?
Oh, I don't know what you said. You like mumbled the last words. It was like it sounds like a poem.
Someone really likes the colors black and white.
Yeah.
Strange people. These people who live in mountains and caves.
You know, it's me. I'm the strange people.
I know. And then he walks a little forward.
Okay, so you all arrive at essentially the edge of this white and black checkered floor. What are you guys doing?
I guess looking around, seeing if we see anything out of the ordinary, out of place, or anything like that.
How about we kick Humanus in the butt and make him fall, and he can.
Humanus hears Ilvari saying that. He just plops down, rests his back up against the wall,
Oh,
just kind of generally hanging out, listening, paying attention, but also making sure they can't kick him in the butt because he thinks that's literally what she's trying to do.
Okay, so you can roll perception checks, you can roll investigation checks, you can roll arcana checks.
I'll do investigation. I've got it.
I'll
Yeah.
do the Arcana.
I got perception 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay,
15.
13? No, 14.
okay. With the 20 perception check, you notice that in addition to these tiles being black and white and checkered patterns, there's also a series of arcane runes carved into each tile in a circle. The investigation check tells you that each rank, so each row of these checkered tiles, you begin sort of looking once Humanus points out the fact that there are runes on them, and each rank grows more and more complicated. There are more runes for each rank. Your Arcana check reveals that most of these runes have something to do with gravity. You're not exactly sure what or in what sense, but something happens with the gravity on these tiles.
Oh gosh.
And where does this? I mean, what why do we want to go in this room? Like, what is it? Just this room, the whole room? Is there a way to get out of this room, or is this where the thing led?
This is where the thing led.
Okay, so this is the end of the path.
Yep.
Okay,
There's no other available path.
and there's nothing that we can see that would indicate someone was here.
I mean, aside from the fact that you're hundreds of feet underground and there's a series of black and white checkered tiles that all have arcane runes on them, somebody had to put them there.
Yeah, I mean, like currently, not like. I'm sorry.
I'm messing with it. I'm messing with you.
Escrow just takes a look around. He's like, well, we tried. Time to go home and never see Syrian again.
So you go ahead and roll survival with advantage because we're on stone.
For me?
Yes.
Sorry.
Survival?
You can roll again and see if you get higher.
Yeah, you got
Oh, yeah.
advantage.
I forgot.
You're so used to rolling with disadvantage.
18.
18 plus
Okay.
2. That's a 20.
So you kind of tell from the recent sort of disturbances of the room that someone has definitely been down here recently, because the room, naturally sort of gathers a certain amount of dust, and you can see footprints, and you can see the very slight alteration of the stone where this person has obviously walked.
Is there any
Toward.
certain pattern that I can discern? Or
Not on the black and white checkered sort of tiles, but they definitely walked through those some way. You definitely see the first one that they step onto, but beyond that, you don't see anything.
okay, can I step on the one that I know they stepped on?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Did I see anything while I was gone?
No.
Okay, cool.
You were just sitting down on
So you,
the ruins.
The rooms.
The runes have something to do with gravity.
Hmm.
And that's what is on all of this. And this is where the path ended.
Hmm.
So I'm stepping on the one that looks like this is where they started.
so you step on the first sort of tile. It's a white tile. The runes flare up with light. As soon as you step onto them, they activate, but nothing happens. You're still standing on that rune or that square. Gravity is normal.
Well, we can obviously stand on this one stone.
Humanus is just going to get up and go stand on the next stone while she's still standing on that one.
Yeah, I feel like we all need to stand on one.
On the stone beside me.
Okay. You go and you stand on the stone immediately beside her. The circle lights up, and suddenly your feet leave the ground and you smash into the ceiling.
This is the 16th time. I hate these caves.
Taking 8 damage as your head and your neck smash into the tile above you, and you're essentially sprawled out there, and you stand up and you are standing on the ceiling.
Boss, I am upside down. I do not like.
I have no idea what to do for you.
So you said that certain tiles had they were not dusty because they've been used, correct?
So the tiles appear to have defied sort of the dust gathering on them. Whether that has to do with the fact that they're, all gravity.
Okay.
Essentially, they all manipulate gravity. So some of them have, you're going to have different, you know what? Let's just say that regardless, there's no dust on the tiles. They've been enchanted to not gather dust.
Okay.
Humanus takes one of his dice out of his pocket and drops it to see which way it'll fall.
You drop it and it falls down on the ceiling.
He picks it up and he throws it at Arona's head.
Okay, as you throw it upwards and downwards, as it crosses that boundary, it does fall. Roll, I guess just a d20.
5.
Okay, it does miss Arona, but it does fall like right in front of her and land on that tile.
So that tile, obviously, don't step on it.
Also, there is place.
That is not the only problem. Get him down.
But
well,
there
I'm
is
sure
there
if
is
he's.
there is place where down is up, and another place where down is down.
Yeah.
Smarter than us. Smarter than us.
So if I can't use tremor sense, if I use that, would that benefit me any way of knowing?
So you can use tremor sense to effectively detect the movement of things around you in like 60 feet. But tremor sense is not necessarily going to tell you which one
Okay.
is sort of the correct one. Which of these tiles has downward gravity as opposed to upward gravity or whatever.
So do I just take a guess? What are we trying to do? I don't understand what we're
It's a
trying to do.
puzzle of some sort, but I'm gonna give y'all a little piece of info about me. I hate puzzles, so you guys are on your own for this. Like out of character, just so you know. Like I have
But it's in
puzzles
character too.
in all forms.
Yeah.
Like
I hate puzzles. Oh, I can't.
So you can attempt to roll another Arcana check if you have proficiency in it, or
Okay, that's what.
if you're a bard and you have proficiency in every skill.
That's 10. No, 11. 10.
10. Okay. You sort of look at the tiles spread out in front of you, and you're pretty sure on at least the second row that you've identified the right tile.
Okay, I'm going to try that one.
Okay. You take a step onto it, and you're good. Still downward gravity.
Can I try to step from like on the roof? Can I try to mirror her step and go above her?
Yes,
Like
you
not
can.
directly, but like all right, so she's here, I'm here. I went like this. She went forward. Can I take a step forward?
On the same path.
That I was on. the
Not
one that
getting
you're
on the same.
Yeah, not on
Okay.
not right above you, but just like
Okay.
mirror what she's doing.
Sure. You absolutely can.
I try to do that.
Okay. You step forward.
please don't.
I'm just making sure he wasn't standing above me.
You step forward, and as you step forward, again, hanging sort of upside down, you feel your feet leave the tile, and you're like, oh, this is great. And suddenly you lurch to the left and take 3 damage as your side smashes into the stone.
All right, boss. I figured out part of this puzzle. Now
And
down
then-
is over.
And then you slam into it, and you're sort of suspended in gravity again. And you lurch to the right and slam into the right wall, taking 6 damage. And then you are moored there.
Just stop moving.
22 minus what's 22 minus 6?
16.
16.
So he's just like on the right wall, standing up on the right wall.
Yeah.
Like if he was a spotter on the right wall.
Yep.
Now down is over both ways somehow. I don't understand this puzzle at all. I'll be honest.
We can
Okay,
tell.
I'm going to try to do the next step.
Go
if
ahead.
Nobody else. I'm going to use my heroic inspiration.
Mm.
That's a 7.
Okay. It's definitely going to be a guess from you at this point.
Okay, so is there any like particular pattern that it followed, or did you just like, oh, okay. How many options do I have in front of me?
At this point, like tiles that you could probably step to or jump to, there's 5.
Okay, I'm going to jump for one this time because I feel like it was easy. So I'm just going to jump for the tile that looks the freest.
Okay. So you jump from the tile. The sigils activate. For a second, you're like, I did it. Then you feel your feet lift up off the tile.
Oh my God.
You take 3 damage. You just slam into the ceiling.
Okay.
You take another 3 as your body leaves what is the ground of the ceiling, slams into the right wall, one in front of Humanus. And then you take another 5 as you're jerked from the right wall and slam into the left wall.
Humanus chuckles just a little bit every time you hit something. Like, see? Not so funny now.
See, game's terrible.
That was not fun.
I don't know. A little bit
All
fun.
right, so I saw the 2 squares she stepped on that were good, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll step on those squares. And then I just make an investigation check, I guess, to see if I can figure out the next one.
It's going to be probably Arcana.
Arcana? Okay. Don't have any proficiency with that, but. Oh, I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Okay. Yep. You know it. You just like read the runes and you're like, oh yeah, this is definitely the one.
All right.
And it's directly in front of where you were at. It's like you go forward one, you step to the left, and then you go forward again.
Ha
Oh my God.
So now that I'm on the side of the wall,
You're on the left side of the wall, yes.
I'm on the left side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get down, but not get injured. Is there any way that I can do that?
Climb.
But if I touch another square, it's going to change the gravity.
Yes. This is why I do.
Trial and error. That's how you were going to this most likely.
Being a tank.
Whose is it now? Does it matter?
You guys are in free initiative, so it's whoever.
Yeah.
Ilvari is.
Humanus is on the second row. You and Escrow are on the third row. There's one more row to go.
I'm going to look for the one that's going to get me off of the wall.
Same
Okay.
team. Well, not for off the wall, but let's see what the next one is.
That is a 15.
Okay.
Get that intelligence. I got a nat 20.
Horse girl.
Mhm.
Can you maybe heal me before I die if I walk forward again?
Yes.
Okay, wait to see if it
Wait.
works though. It
Wait,
may work. I
no,
feel like it's
the
going.
cure wounds the touch spell. Like you have to touch him to heal him with it. That's why I can't cure him right now either. 'Cause I can't
So, just to preface this, you both find the right square. Like you step onto a square, you feel your feet leave, it moves you to a vertical point and then drops you down, and you can just step off of the grid. You find another square that maintains downward gravity, and you can step off of the grid. So at this point, you having watched Escrow know the exact pathway to get to. Humanus still has to see.
I'm going to take a step directly.
You take the same square that
Hey,
I can't. I'm stuck on the
He's
wall.
on the right side of the wall.
I got a whole different set of squares over here.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'll
So-
do.
What can happen and what probably should happen is they should try to help you figure out the right square.
Before, but I'm not asking for your help yet. Yeah, I know that's where I was going.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, David. I'm going to use my perception this time. I've had enough sense knocked into me. I'm going to do my own perception check.
Okay.
It'll just be straight perception. It won't be Arcana.
What are you trying to perceive?
Where down is in my head. It's literally where is down. But I'm trying to look at, I guess, just in general, the patterns that where they took, because I'm one behind them, right? So I know where the proper step, if I were walking on the ground, would be.
Yeah, it's going to be a little fuzzy because the room is pretty wide. So like, it's going to be tough to analyze the runes from that distance, but
Right.
it could give you a much better chance depending on what you roll.
Yeah, and like in Humanus's mental image, he's drawing a diagram a very crude diagram of like down is down on this square, down is up on that square, down is, like it's just arrows basically pointing in his head. So he's trying to determine what would make sense for him based on what worked for them,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
I'm going to
It's a
say,
Humanus head thing. but-
sure.
Okay. So I'm going to roll.
Oh,
I got 18, 19, 20, and wisdom.
Yeah.
So
So,
21.
okay. So that's going to increase your chances of picking the correct square to hit.
Okay. And after I do all that, I'm going to go. This is one small step for Humanus and take a step forward.
Okay.
I'm even prouder that we both thought of the joke at the same time.
So
you wrote down. I'm so proud of y'all.
you take a step forward confidently because you have this diagram.
I have a system. Like
Yep.
every gambler.
Yeah.
And things look good. You get lifted off your feet and you get floated sort of to one of the things and you start to feel like, okay, this is great. And then you are slammed into the floor
Oh no.
Mm.
for 4 damage.
Okay. And now, can I say that I'm angry?
Yes, you can.
So I am now enraged.
You are slammed into the ceiling for 2 damage because of your rage.
Okay, so that takes off from the extra health from that.
And then you're slammed into the ceiling, well, not into the ceiling, into the left wall for another 2 damage because of your range.
Got it right.
So 11. I get up.
And then right as you get up, you are pulled off of your feet
No.
and slammed into the right wall.
For what damage?
2 damage.
All right. I am now at 9.
But you're essentially like laying there sprawled out on the square and you don't feel the tug of gravity anymore. But you are closer to the ceiling. But I mean, it's like 15 feet up in the air, so you think you can probably jump off. And
Yeah. I'm enraged. I've got 9 hit points. And I'm like, when I get down there, someone had better touch me. And I jump.
Is there any way? I've got herbs on me. Is there any that are healing herbs?
do you have any healing potions?
I guess I don't.
I love that basically Humanus took not one single correct step. He brute forced his way through this
Yeah.
entire puzzle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got
You lost
herbs.
more hit points now than you did with the Yetis.
I know.
You've got herbs on you, and you
Mhm.
could potentially brew those into like a healing potion in downtime. But
Mm,
at this point, there's not a lot of time to do that.
okay.
Be very careful. I have 3 level 1 spell slots, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, y'all don't have to heal me.
I
I could
only
just
got a short rest. I didn't get my spell slots.
I could
back.
just sit here at 9 until, someone attacks us and then I will be dead.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have
And then
to
you
do it.
will be.
All right, I'll do a.
But we could wait. I mean, we could wait till we're like in an actual oh shit situation to heal me. I could just do
Yeah, but I don't want to risk it that the monsters get to go first and drop you in the first round of combat.
Yeah.
So I'm just.
Wait, I can give my life-giving force to myself, right?
Should be able to, yes.
I'll give
I'm
myself.
going to say it's fine.
Yeah, I'll give myself life-giving
I'll
force.
go ahead
real
and
quick
do
to see
the
what
bardic
difference.
inspiration, I guess, too.
That gives me +6, so I'm up to 9.
And I'm going to say after sort of jumping off and like you do it as the embers of your rage sort of start to die down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give an extra 5 hit points to everybody with bardic inspiration.
Wait, is that
Temporary.
Yep, temporary.
Okay, so that'd be 15 + 5.
27 total right now.
I'm at 20 total right now. But I got through the maze.
I'm 30 total.
Okay. So you're through the maze. The tunnel sort of narrows back to the small single file tunnel on the other side of it.
Okay, we keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, who's first?
I'm taking the rear.
I guess I can go first.
Where are you at?
I've got 20 total.
I'm taking the rear to protect y'all from anybody that might be coming from behind. I don't want you to think I'm doing it because I'm scared.
I will go first.
Okay.
Leaves the lying to me.
You make your way down the tunnel, and it starts to curve a little bit, and you see as essentially the tunnel curves around, you can see light at the end of it, like glancing off of the stone, and you can hear like muttered voices.
So I'm going to turn around. Who's directly behind me?
Probably me.
And then I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go shh, and then I'm gonna try to sneak.
Okay, roll a stealth check. And everybody who follows Humanus, roll a stealth check.
So I've got 13.
Why are you looking at it like that?
You know why.
What is stealth?
Dexterity.
What is stealth?
I got
I
a
got a 17.
14.
I got a 14. Look at you.
That was good.
Disadvantage. So,
That's an 11.
Okay. So for once in this entire campaign,
I learned how to be snaky.
Arona is relatively quiet. Like as she's kind of creeping along, there's still the occasional tinkle of her chainmail. And to someone really trying to observe things, maybe that would make a difference. But in this case, it does not. You creep around the curve, and you can see an open doorway into a room. And you can hear a fairly familiar voice coming from it that says, "Hurry! We have to get out of here. They're on to us."
Do we recognize the voice?
Yes. You recognize this voice as William Aroth,
That's
the half-elf that you met in addition to Cain.
oh, yeah, the half.
All right. So he's ostensibly meeting with a council, like really powerful council.
No, this
You're-
is the bad people.
Is there any way we can peek into the door and see who it is, like through a keyhole or anything like that?
Sure. Well, I mean, the door is like ajar,
Oh.
so you could roll a perception check.
15 for me.
Okay. You sort of listen, and the tunnel kind of widens out at this doorway. But you sort of listen at the doorway, and you listen for like the sounds of breathing and the people in there. And it is like William and one other person.
And they're in this room. They have no other way of getting out, or they do.
You have no idea. You can't really see
Oh, yeah, that's right.
much into the room, but it does sound like they have another way to get out because William's talking about we have to go.
Okay.
I mean, I could just bust in. I've got a great line for it.
Okay.
But also, I'm damaged. So, like, how likely are you to be able to
since
kill
I'm
me?
right behind you, like,
You can touch heal, yeah.
yeah, I can just touch heal you quick.
So I'm just gonna.
Spell slot.
I could bust in before you and then let you say the line.
Okay. So I point to you and I go,
You want me to heal you first? Or?
nah, we'll just wait
Okay.
and see what happens. They may be wimps. So I just look at you and do some nonsensical hand gestures.
And I let and I bust the door. No, I just go in because it's quarter way open.
So you start to gently push it open, and I just kick it the rest of the way, so it looks like you.
And I've got my sword drawn before we went in. I want to make sure I have it ready.
And I'm like,
Sure.
by the power invested in someone, you are under arrest.
That was the great line.
Yeah.
As you kick the door open and it bangs against the wall. Good God. You can see in there a highly startled, like as you kind of peer into the room for the first time, On one wall, you can see silvered, essentially metal, right? Arcane runes that have been placed into the surface of the wall. It's a relatively small room, but there's a table with like maps spread out, and some various documents and like several letters kind of piled and hastily thrown down and halfway in a bag. Standing above that table is William and one other half elf by the looks of him, but relatively young, probably mid-20s, maybe going on 30. But they kind of start up and they look at y'all. And what are you doing?
I'm going to try to grapple the one whose name we don't know. Because
Okay.
in Humanus' head, we can track down William, but we don't know who this other elf is. So I'm going to just try to pin him.
Okay, roll an athletics check with advantage.
Okay. 14 or 17. Athletics is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Okay, so you do. You just rush,
Yep.
grab him, like you grab his arms and put him in a bear hug and start squeezing until you can almost like hear bones starting to grind and shift.
William, if you leave, I will hunt. Like I hunt Yeti.
So what do the other three of you? Because essentially at this point you've surprised them, so you can all take actions before they can do anything. So that was a grapple. Who's doing what else?
Well, does that count as a combat action then? Because that would limit what I can do.
In what way?
I can't charm people who are in combat with us and stuff like that.
A grapple is not necessarily damage. Also, you can charm someone, I believe, that's in combat with you. It's just done at disadvantage, and they get
I read
to.
it wrong, but I thought I read it where if they're in combat with us, they automatically make the saving throw.
Either way, a grapple shouldn't put us in.
You grappled one of them, right?
Yeah.
I could use my channel divinity and
It does so with advantage if you or your allies are fighting it. So
Are you
it's
thinking-
just advantage. You
Okay.
can.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the charm person on him. Just try and make him sit down and behave himself for a little while.
You could. No, I'm not.
What?
No, you got it. You play your character. I'm trying to.
No, I wanted if you.
I was just thinking you could convince him he's on our side and that like he was
Yeah.
our secret agent.
Yeah.
That like come in
That
like
would be
good
a-
job, William.
That would probably be a really hard make when he's got advantage on
Okay.
saving throw.
Yeah.
So you cast charm person.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark the spell slot.
Yep. That was a level 1 spell, so I've got 2 left for today or until we take a long rest.
Okay.
Did you buy the Yetis today too?
No, that was
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, it was like an hour.
I mean, yeah, in game that was
In game.
Yeah.
So- You cast charm person, and as you cast it on him, his eyes kind of glass over for a second, and he's like, where? Who are you? Have we met before?
Yeah, I'm your buddy, Escrow. Just sit down. There's no need to worry.
All right. Do you have some questions for me, Escrow?
Who is this
We were
man?
about to leave this
Who
place.
is this man that my friend has in a hug?
Oh, he's a mage. I promised that I would be able to make him fully elven, you see.
Oh, that was great.
What council member are you working for?
He is the council member.
I'm
Oh, he is the
working
council
I'm
member,
working
okay.
for myself.
Yeah, my
yes.
bad. I forgot that he was a council member. Sorry. I thought the other dude was the council member and he just worked for him or something.
Hey, how about maybe I'm going to send you a message and say, how about you give over those papers that you were holding on to for us? All those that he was trying to shove in that bag. Just hand them over to us.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be like, just give me those papers then.
Oh, you mean these plans?
Yeah.
Certainly. Here you are, friend.
Thank you, friend.
How long does charm person last?
So, an hour. So, we're planning our escape. Were you going to come with us? Escrow?
Where are you going?
Oh, we were going to use this teleportation circle I had planned in advance 15 years ago to go to the oligarchy. They promised to make me fully elven and extend my life by thousands of years.
I see.
How does that necessarily work? Fully elven.
What do you mean?
Arona, when you have half of something and you add another half of something, you have one whole something.
But can you turn a half elf into a full elf?
I don't know. We are dealing with yetis coming out of magical portals and stones that make me go up and down and left and right. I don't know what to do.
No one else can make you who you are.
Okay, sorry.
She can turn into a horse. Who knows?
You're right. I misspoken.
What would your god say?
My God.
Nothing, because it doesn't exist.
I don't know. What is your plan?
This is all very interesting.
What is your plan?
We have an escape to get to.
But hold on. Before you escape, what is your plan?
For what?
What was your plan? What is the plan that we came up together? I bumped my head earlier.
I installed a teleportation circle.
I'm going to
No,
go through.
why did you need a teleportation circle to get out of town? Why have you built?
No.
You're
You
asking him why he didn't just walk, because I also wonder.
Why do you know what?
You must understand. I mean the teleportation circle for the Yetis.
Oh, you made the teleportation.
Yes, of course. I'm the leader of the major skill.
So I have
Yes.
one more question, my friend.
Yes.
There is guaranteed no water behind this, yes?
No, that's stone, Escrow.
Oh, could everyone just step outside for me?
Well, hold on.
What? Wait, Escrow, what are you going to do?
Oh, nothing you need to worry about.
Are you going to... Escrow, I must caution you. Whatever you intend to do, we are hundreds of feet underground. There's literally hundreds of feet of solid rock above your head.
Looks at Humanus, he's like, how fast do you think you can run while carrying me?
I cannot run while holding man, and also I bump head so many times I don't remember way.
Okay.
But why do you feel the need that you have to? Why are we escaping?
We're escaping
Uh-huh.
because there is an agent of the Crimson Towers after us.
Why are they after us?
She's like, she does.
Because you're my friends.
But like,
The whole plot of everything we've done is what's happening.
but like,
Humanus is
What
just
is he
groaning.
I like how he's charmed and you are still blowing our cover somehow. By telling him what is going on.
I'm trying to figure out who he's working for.
And the funny part about you
Himself.
telling him what's going
No.
on is that you
He's working
also
for
have
the
no
oligarchy.
idea.
He's working for the oligarchy,
Yeah.
but we need to find out if this is the only people that he's working with, or if there are other people, so we can tell. What's his tail? What's his name? The other one,
Bart?
not Bilrick. Yeah, I didn't say all that
Who?
out loud. I saw where you were going.
He's like, wait,
I'm explaining why I'm
you
asking
doesn't
all these
stay in the thought
questions.
bubble?
You know what I mean?
What's his name?
William.
William, I think what is best, instead of escape, there's no need to escape. We have many friends here, and they will like you. We should go back where they have snacks, and we should talk to our friends. They can help.
Yeah.
Yeah. we
So they can help us to overthrow the kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see.
We have to be sneaky about it.
Escrow, you've been holding out on me. Here I thought there was a...
Oh, I always like to save a big surprise for the ending.
He does hold out on me a lot too. Do not feel upset about it.
So we have extra co-conspirators I knew nothing about?
Yes, very deep
Oh,
underground.
that's fantastic. I was ready to flee for my life.
You know what they say about conspiracies? The more people you tell about it, the better they go.
By the way, I've just got my hand over the mouth of this dude I'm grappling right now.
It's just like,
I don't think that's how conspiracies work. Have you been telling everyone about this conspiracy?
No, just the people in here. Just our friends. We're friends.
Yes, we're friends, but we're trying to topple a kingdom.
I'm just looking at you like, please stop. talk.
It will all make sense, my friend. We just need to go.
Yeah, we have a very important friend.
As you say, very
Yes.
deep underground. I am uncomfortable.
That's fair, Humanus. You're rather large.
This cave has kicked my ass.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in. I'm sorry. Normally I would have guided you through there myself, and you wouldn't have had to get so beat up.
It's okay. You can guide us on the way out. Take much less time.
Yeah.
I knew the way, of course. That's why I didn't.
Of course you did, Escrow. You've been down here before, I'm sure. Well,
Yes.
have you been?
Yes.
Yes, you've been down here
Yeah.
before.
I did a concert 2 weeks ago.
That's too much.
Shut up, we're lying.
So, for the sake of brevity, you escort him out. He leads you through the trap that kicked the shit out of Humanus, and up and sort of to the surface. Belric is nowhere to be found, but there are some guards waiting. And as you hand William into their custody, they sort of grab him and wrap him up and specifically bind his hands together.
Because he's a man.
And as they do that, he looks at you all, just betrayal evidence on it. What is Escrow? What is this?
So like in the charm now. Right?
No, I wouldn't do it until we're not in view of him anymore.
What
They're
was
going
he
to
gonna
protect
do?
you.
Are they also taking the dude that I've been grafting?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right, I guess I'll just like end the spell.
What is this? Unhand me! And as he's led away, like muttering curses, and Candon is there, and he says, I thank you for your service to my kingdom. I'll make sure that reinforcements are sent.
There is also still a portal we did not break because very deep and we very scared.
Yeah.
That is all right. Our agents can see to its destruction.
I would hate for Yetis to be popping up in the middle of the city.
I'm
Well,
really waiting on that oh shit reaction when I asked if there was water on that thing, and Lila didn't give it to me, and I'm super disappointed.
Yetis are fairly large, surely. That deep underground, it may be. Was it a large chamber?
Well,
You know it's probably not big enough for a Yeti.
it was probably not big enough unless they crawled in.
Well,
It's not big enough for me.
I don't think we have anything to worry about,
Okay.
but I will send you back through a teleportation circle.
Well, just before you said that,
Yes.
I think we did some excellent extra work here by finding out this person who's been planning this for 15 years. Anyway, you could throw some extra money on that
No, you're
Dale?
talking my language.
that we have.
I will
So I
accept
can get
snacks in lieu of cash.
3 of these people.
I will take his cash.
Well, Ensirion is he's a hard taskmaster, but he's a good man.
Mm-hmm.
But sure, I'll throw an extra 500 gold on your debt.
I appreciate that. You've a friend in us.
And the snacks?
Well, friend is a strong word.
Yes, Humanus, you may have extra snacks. Later.
Sid worked.
Later.
Always later. You just like boss.
Well, you see, I don't have any snacks on my person.
Who walks around without snacks?
And you said you were going to
You?
send us back through a teleportation circle, but Belric told us to meet him outside.
I've informed Belric that
Okay.
we will be the ones sending you back.
Tell Bill and Rick I said hello.
Who?
Bill and Rick. It's his names.
Let's just go get your snacks.
Yes, see, I know that dork. Planned
So-
all of this.
With that, and sort of you guys beginning to head back toward the teleportation circle and things wrapping up, we're going to wrap up the session right there.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Well, that was fun. We fought a bunch of Yetis.
Yeah,
Arona had a cool moment that the camera missed and then got retold.
of course, of course.
The cave kicked the shit out of humans.
Yeah.
A cave did beat me up. We inspired our bard to solve a puzzle.
He's
And
the one that found
Yeah, he
He
solved it.
said, I hate puzzles.
I do, but like once I realized he was
Next.
gonna like do us a favor and make it easier, I didn't have to actually think. I just had to roll dice. I was like, oh, I can do that.
Tune in next week to see him sing.
Yeah.
And Ilvaria got to turn into a bird again. She got a little bit hurt, but hey, look, she's a total badass. She healed herself right off the cuff. That was fun. Thanks a lot, Josh. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you, team. We had a great time, I hope. You might have noticed myself and the rest of the team yawning throughout that. We are currently on like hour 5 of recording for the day. So when we come back, it'll be a new recording session. We'll be nice, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, whatever you want to call it. And we hope you liked it. If you did, leave us a like, a share, maybe subscribe. It's just a couple little buttons. We promise we won't tell your mom you touched it, even if it's late at night. So have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Oh my lord.